right now on WKBW.com, or you can watch us on Facebook on our WKBW page. So if you just go to our WKBW page, you have the opportunity to put in some comments, ask any questions. We've got Aaron here. We know that we've been tracking this major snowstorm. We're going to get to our forecast in just a second, but first, want to say good morning to you. Let us know how much snow you saw where you were, and let you know too, there are a number of travel advisories in place right now. City of Buffalo still, Dunkirk, Chautauqua, Allegheny, Genesee, Orleans, Wyoming counties. We've got a ban on tandem tractor trailers on the thruway, and commercial vehicles are on the right lane only, restricted there if you're on the thruway. New York as a whole is under a state of emergency. Our producer, Zach, is in the back right now. Zach, did you want to hit one of these live looks so we can show people what things are looking like in the city of Buffalo? Maybe we could pull up the live look of the city. And there you go.
You wanted to show the 190 North, yeah.
There's the 190 North. That's at Church Street. So the 190 has this issue, Aaron, that you've been following throughout the morning.
Yeah, that's the 190 North ramp to exit 7. That's Church Street in Buffalo. It's closed because of an emergency utility repair. So again, 190 North ramp to exit 7, Church Street in Buffalo. Something occurred overnight, and they are working on that. So if that is part of your route this morning, you're going to have to take a different one. But the roads, as you can see, they've been plowed, but they're still snow covered.
So in just a couple minutes, we are checking in with the City of Buffalo DPW Commissioner, Nolan Skipper, kind enough to join us this morning, and we're going to talk to him about what it's been like tackling this storm, how the snowplow tracker is working. He's going to take your questions too. If you're up and available, you can write them in right now. Again, that's on our WKBW Facebook page. You're going to find that live feed right there, and you'll be able to write your comment there. But Aaron, first, let's get people out the door here with the forecast, because you know now more snow is on the way.
Yeah, more snow on the way, and we were talking about the commute this morning. You're going slowly on the 33 inbound. You are below the speed limit, 290 eastbound, 190 southbound, and the 400 northbound this morning, because even the main roads are still covered in snow. And side streets, a lot of them haven't been touched yet. Snow totals, really a lot of these totals are from last night. So you're waking up with a little more snow on the ground than what you're seeing with these numbers. But Newfane, 12.5, Eden, Jamestown, about 11, Orchard Park, about 10, Amherst, about 8 inches of snowfall. We're going to see a little more snow today. We have winter storm warnings posted still for all of western New York except Allegheny County for about 1 to 3 inches of snow. Again, that warning in effect until 7 p.m. today. And now we have a cold weather advisory from 10 p.m. tonight through 1 p.m. on Tuesday for southern Erie, Wyoming, Chautauqua, Cattaraugus, and Allegheny counties for wind chills 15 to 25 degrees below zero. Look at the big picture. There's that low off the coast. Now we're seeing moisture wrap around that as we see the snow from Dunkirk to Buffalo toward Niagara Falls. We had a little lull about 2 hours ago, and now we're really starting to see the snow blossom again. This is not a heavy snow, but it is enough snow to slow us down this morning. As we zoom in to Buffalo up toward Niagara Falls and Lockport, some of the darker colors you can see there in the north towns indicating the heavier snows right now. Clarence over toward Niagara Falls, and then we go even closer here along Route 104 and 425, 93 in Ransomville and Lewiston, along 18, Cambria, snowy once again. A lot of you already picked up about a foot of snowfall. Right now, 11 in Buffalo, but it feels like 1 degree below zero. We'll get more snowfall and generally about 1 to 3 inches of accumulation on top of what you already have.
Yes, well, Grace joining us this morning saying, wow, that's cold. There you go, Grace. It sure is. All right, so I want to bring in the City of Buffalo's DPW Commissioner this morning, kind enough to join us, Nolan Skipper. We're glad to have you with us. And we've got a few questions for you. Really, we want to talk overall about this general snowfall, how the city's been handling it, and we also have to talk about the snowplow tracker. So maybe you could first talk about what the plan of attack was for this latest storm, where we knew we were getting snow all over Buffalo.
Sure, and thanks for having me this morning. About 2 days ago, we started our pre-event checklist, had our internal teams together, ran through kind of what this was going to look like. We were planning for that 12 to 18 inch storm citywide. So we knew right off the bat this was going to be a mix of internal crews and external private contractors. So that was setting the scene a couple days ago, had our meeting yesterday internally, talked with our partners at the county and the state, and now we're in operation mode.
Okay, so how does that operation mode work for people who aren't aware? Do we start with certain streets, then move to others?
In this case, for this storm, because it's citywide and bringing over a foot, our internal crews are on the mains and secondaries, and that happened throughout the night. We're running 24/7 on our mains and secondaries. And then our private contractors, over 150 pieces of private contractor equipment are taking care of the residential. So that's a snow hauling operation, so it's a little slow going. But once we're there, we're hauling the snow away. So we're not plowing it into driveways. We're not plowing it around the streets. We're actually getting it to dump sites.
And I want to take a look at the snowplow tracker too, because it looks like so many streets, specifically on the east side and also North Buffalo, really haven't been touched. But you're also mentioning that you have private contractors. Are they equipped with this? Would we be seeing that reflected on this map?
No, and I'm glad you mentioned that. So behind me, actually, you can see both our snowplow tracker, and on the other side is actually our GIS map. So our GIS map is tracked by our inspectors who are overseeing the private contractors. So in the neighborhoods, you don't see red there. It's actually showing up green on our private contractor map that we do through GIS mapping. So it's kind of a two-prong approach. But that's why the snow tracker map that's public facing is not going to tell the whole story in an event like this.
Okay. Is there any way to kind of interface those two, or that just doesn't exist right now?
The technology can't talk to each other right now. That's something we're working on. But what we're going to be doing is giving people progress updates throughout the day to day to kind of let them know, how many pieces are rolling, kind of what's going on in the residential neighborhoods. Because I know some people are waking up and they've had that first pass, maybe even a second pass. Other people are waking up and maybe they got a pass at, say, 10 o'clock last night, but then it snowed more and it's snowing more again today. So we're kind of combing through it. If we hit you once, we'll hit you a second time and a third time throughout the next couple days.
In the past 24 hours, would you say every street has gotten a pass, or are there some that haven't been hit yet?
There might be a couple of those ones that slip through the cracks, but there's a good 90% of the city that have that first life and safety pass. And over the next couple hours, we'll knock that out and keep that rolling.
Part of the beauty of what we do right now is that people can be watching and asking specific questions. So I want to bring up a couple of questions, both from Grace and Shirley, wondering about garbage pickup today and tomorrow. What do people need to know?
At this time, we are all go with garbage. It's our southern half of the city for Monday. So we're working with our private contractors, working with our third party at Modern Recycling, making sure everyone's on the same page. It's a green light today. Anyone that's got their trash and recycling out will get that picked up today.
What do people need to know? What do city residents need to know and do today to help you do your job?
The biggest thing is safety. I'm stressing safety today. We have over 150 pieces of private equipment out, even more of our internal equipment out. So it's going to be a busy day on the streets. So as people are waking up, hopefully the sun's coming out here. Just want to stress, give everyone that space. Those payloaders, those dump trucks, they're big. So give everyone some space. Everyone wants to get to and from work safely today.
And there is no travel. There was a lot of questions too that came in about travel advisories versus travel bans. And there was never a travel ban in the city. Could you just address what threshold needs to be hit for there to be a ban versus an advisory?
Yeah, so the big thing with a ban is where we're unsafe travel for anyone, where we just got to shut it down. Advisory is more no unnecessary travel. So in this case, we're comfortable because our plows have been going throughout the night on the mains and secondaries, and we have private contractors on the roads. We're comfortable that we can work together with the residents to avoid any unnecessary travel, but not have that ban in place, which kind of stops everything altogether.
Have you guys been dealing with any issues of people having a hard time getting their car out or getting stuck so the plows aren't able to get through?
Not necessarily. We haven't gotten, a boatload of calls on that. One of the biggest challenges is, people might have a foot of snow on their car. So as they're digging it out, it's sometimes coming back into the roadway. So that's what's even more important about us making sure we're making that second and third pass throughout the event here.
Okay, I want to bring in Greg's comment because I think he just wants to make you aware too. It says South Park Avenue is not looking very good right now. It doesn't look like they've had a plow for a while. And Barbara seems upset, wanting to know about one pass on one street. When is that acceptable? So maybe you could talk about those South Park, and then we'll ask about those residential streets. How many passes do those usually get?
Yeah, so it's a good point. The one pass is for life and safety. So that doesn't mean we're done. That first pass is to make sure emergency services can get down the street. When we're talking a foot of snow, we got to make sure we get that one pass done to make sure any emergencies can be in and out of any residential neighborhood. So that's our focus right now. Snow stopped about midnight to 1 a.m. So that next 12 hours is the key point that we're going through, getting those one passes done. But then we'll be back and we'll start cleaning it up, over that next 12-hour period and then through the week as well. Because as you mentioned, we have more snow coming.
Yeah. And how about South Park Avenue?
When I get off this call, we'll go check out the GPS, see who was there, and then send a crew back if needed.
Fantastic. Okay, great. And Elizabeth's wondering too about when would plows start plowing the residential? And maybe you could just one more time address what the plan of attack was for this storm and when, if you're living in Buffalo, you would expect to see a plow coming down your street.
Yeah, we have those privates doing the snow hauling operation in the residentials, so it's a little slower going, but at least they're hauling the snow out of there, not necessarily plowing the snow. We turned them on at 2 p.m. yesterday. They have been greenlit for a 24-hour period of work. That might be more if we still have cleanup work to do. So we're in that first 24-hour window right now. It's still a little messy out there, but ultimately we're getting a lot of snow plowed and a lot of snow hauled away.
Where does the snow get hauled to?
We have a number of dump sites throughout the city. 5 this go around. Really depends on where the snow hits. Sometimes we get that lake effect snow. It might be one location, one neighborhood. In this case, it's citywide. So we had to turn on 5 locations to bring that snow to.
And I'm going to bring in one more question from Barbara here, who says, could you use 2 plows in tandem on our Buffalo City streets?
We actually do that a lot on our mains and secondaries. I mean, if you watched our GPS and our tracking system last night, it was actually pretty neat to see the crews going out together and kind of doing that exact approach to try to get to the curb line there.
Very good. All right, Nolan Skipper, DPW Commissioner of Buffalo. Is there anything else you wanted to add before we let you go this morning?
Just stressing that safety. We got a lot of pieces of equipment. I know folks may have not seen it overnight, but we'll be back with that second and third pass. You know, it's going to be a couple of days ahead of us here to get this clean. We got more snow on the way, but just stressing that safety so we can all get home safe at night.
Fantastic. Do you anticipate, I don't know if you can really speak to this, but I'm just wondering about school for tomorrow because I'm thinking about kids who might be walking and buses getting down the street. Is that part of what you're thinking here?
It comes into play for us to making sure that that life and safety pass is done, and then we move to clearing to the curb so we can have that two-way traffic. You know, I don't want to speak fully for the schools, but obviously there's a temperature component and then sidewalk component to it as well.
Very good. All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, have a good one. Stay safe out there.
You too, likewise.
Bye.
All right, so that was Nolan Skipper, DPW Commissioner in the city of Buffalo, answering all of our questions.
Great, he answered all the questions. He'd probably been working 24 hours, you know.
Yeah,
so that was very nice of him to join
yet.
us.
Yeah. And you know what? It's nice to know that Snowplow Tracker is not completely reflective of what's happening.
Yeah, that is interesting. They have their GIS that tracks, you know, the private contractors, but they can't merge it. So you might see a lot of red on the screen, but you have had at least one pass for safety reasons. And, you know, he was talking about the tandems on the main roads. You can't really tandem down those side streets.
Stand by. We are going to go to break really quick. We'll be back in just a bit with your forecast. Hi, guys. We're going to keep you on here. I forget that you can't hear Zach because he's on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got to just go run because Jordan's having trouble with the web thing. So I'll be right back.
Okay, everybody. Okay, so we are still, just so you know, if you're watching us on Facebook right now, you're going to get the behind the scenes. So this is a commercial break on TV. Aaron's going to fix something with something. I don't know what he said. And Zach is our producer who I was talking to, who I was listening to in my ear. So just to give you kind of like the behind the scenes of what's happening here. So just to recap what he just said. Oh, and you know what? I have to text Bill as well. It's not completely reflective of the snowplow tracker is not completely reflective of what's happening on the road. So that really is interesting. Hey, Zach, I am going to text this to Bill Geary to see if he's able to join us. If he comes in, can you just let me know? Sorry, everybody. It's a busy morning. Ed's also off, who's my co-anchor if you're just joining us. Okay. This is a great question, Joyce. We'll have to ask about that. We'll figure that out for you. Oh, yep, Corrine making the same point about the bus stops. Yep. Okay. I'm trying to get Bill Geary, who is the DPW for Erie County, and he would be the person who he would be able to speak to how the county is looking. We're going to see if he will be able to join us. Oh, fantastic. All right, we'll bring him in. Yeah. What do you want to do here, Zach? Because we got to get to weather too. So do you want to ask Bill a couple questions and then do weather? Or do you want to do weather and then Bill? Okay, we've got Bill from Erie County.
Okay.
Bill Geary from Erie County, and we'll do him, and then we're going to go to
Weather.
weather. Yeah.
Sounds great. Web is updated. Everything's good to go.
Okay. All right. So we are just about to come back from a commercial break. Sorry about the running around here behind the scenes as we're going through everything that we need to know. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It is 6:15 on the start of your Monday morning, a very snowy Sunday into Monday. A lot of people going to be getting up and shoveling out those cars, Aaron.
Yeah, you picked up obviously a lot of snowfall yesterday, continued into very early this morning. We had a lull, and now more snow has returned. So side streets, of course, are covered in snowfall this morning, and a lot of the main roads are still snow covered and slippery.
So we just heard from the DPW Commissioner in the city of Buffalo, Nolan Skipper, who was telling us how their snowplow tracker is working and how the city is attacking the snow. And I want to bring in Bill Geary from Erie County's DPW to kind of get a different perspective on that, because Bill, you cover the entire county. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
During this storm, a real general snowfall across all of the area.
No, it's really been an all-out effort with all the communities coming together, all the towns, city, state workforce with the county. I think they did a great job considering how massive this storm has been, looking at it across the country. And quite honestly, I think 12 to 18 inches for us was it's very manageable in a 24-hour period.
Did any area get hit harder than others, or was this kind of just recovering everywhere?
It's we've kind of been in a 24-hour blitz since almost like New Year's Eve, so the whole month of January. But the North Town seemed to be getting hit a little bit harder in these last couple events. But generally across the county, I think everyone's seeing somewhere near a foot of snow, plus or minus, a couple inches.
And you were telling me before that in this temperature, which we know it's so cold out right now.
Yeah, we're in the single digits right now, so you're probably the salt isn't working as well for you this morning, is it?
Correct. Yeah, that's going to make the commute a little bit slower because you want to take a little extra time, give yourself extra room for stopping. But the effectiveness of salt once you get into the single digits is negligible. Hopefully, we'll get some peaks at the sun, get some traffic on the roads. The crews have been hitting all the intersections, so you will see some pavement at the intersections. The vehicles really help with that friction and getting the salt to be effective in these colder temps. And then some other municipalities are using some other products that get down into the single digits, like brine. However, it has limitations as well.
Yeah. Very good. Bill, a couple people mentioned that Erie County didn't have a travel advisory. We saw that in the city of Buffalo. Can you talk to me about the decision to not put the travel advisory throughout all of Erie County?
Yeah, it was a general snowfall. We can't just constantly throw travel advisories out every time it snows. We weren't seeing rates in excess of 2 inches an hour. Plus, we didn't have the winds the last 24 hours that caused any visibility impacts. So for us, and the county system is different than the urban systems inside the city where they had to bring in crews, for the side streets and stuff like that. But generally speaking, it was a general snowfall. This is what we get in the Northeast, especially Buffalo with lake effect events. But when visibility is not impacted to less than, a couple hundred feet, like yesterday, we did have temporary periods where we did see snowfall, probably about 1.5 inches an hour, but nothing that we would drive towards an advisory. And our team's constantly communicating, giving the county executive updates, working with our Department of Homeland Security, the emergency managers, as well as getting real-time information from our plow truck drivers and bringing that back, as well as, using some of our cameras and talking with the community partners as well.
Fantastic. Bill, did you have any issues on the road that people should know about, or anything that, stuck out to you?
Yeah, no, it's just, you are going to see, like you said, a little bit of snow covered. Everything is plowed. Give yourself extra time out there. It is nice. There's probably lower volume today with some of the schools being closed, but the temperatures take those temperatures, they're serious. And especially today, we might start seeing the winds pick back up above 15 miles an hour. So we may have some negative wind chills. And I think we're in for another blast even tomorrow with a real cold morning. So be prepared for that and don't be outside exposed skin. You get frostbite real quick.
Yeah, I'll make sure my husband handles all of that outside work. Okay, Bill. Thank
As
you
you
so
should,
much.
Kate, as you should.
Exactly. Bill Geary from Erie County DPW. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We
All right.
appreciate your time. And you heard
Thank you.
Bill just mention, more snow's on the way and another cold blast. Here's a guy to tell us all about it.
Yeah, and he's right about everything he just said. I mean, we're getting a foot of snow, but it was coming over a fair amount of time. It wasn't lake effect where you'll get 3 inches per hour.
Mm-hmm.
So I was fascinated to hear the trail advisor, and he's like, we can't put one up every time it
Sure.
snows. Otherwise, we'd never be able to go out.
Right.
So that makes sense. And, that snow yesterday was coming basically straight down. The winds will increase today, so we will have some more blowing snow to deal with. Roads are snow covered and slippery. You look at your commute update, you're below the speed limit on the 290 eastbound, 33 inbound, 190 southbound, and the 400 northbound. You will see pavement on the 190, but elsewhere, there's still a lot of snow, even on the main roads. Newfane, about a foot of snow. Eden and Jamestown, about 11 inches. Orchard Park, about 10. Amherst, about 8. These are totals from last night. So we're looking at a lot of numbers that are stay till about 7 or 8 p.m. yesterday. So the numbers will be a little bit higher once a lot of folks wake up and measure once again. We have winter storm warnings posted for all of Western New York until 7 p.m., except for Allegheny County. Your warning has been canceled for another 1 to 3 inches of snowfall and a cold weather advisory. You also heard Bill mention that wind chills will be below zero. A blast of cold air with strong winds arriving tonight through tomorrow. 10 p.m. tonight through 1 p.m. on Tuesday. Wind chills 15 to 25 degrees below zero. You look at the big picture, and you can see that wraparound moisture from that system bringing snow back into Western New York. Dunkirk to Buffalo to Orchard Park, back along the thruway, the 190, the 290, the 33, the 990, all getting that snow right now. Some steadier snow now pushing toward Grand Island, Kenmore, Tonawanda, back into Lewiston and Cambria as that snow drops southward. We are going to see about 1 to 3, possibly 4 inches of snow today. Another inch or so this morning, a couple more inches this afternoon. Highest amounts from Pendleton over toward Akron, Oakfield, and Batavia. But like I mentioned, expecting a general 1 to 3 inches of snow by 11 p.m. today with some locally higher amounts in some spots. It's cold. 11 in Buffalo, 8 in Jamestown, 13 in Niagara Falls. Wind chill of 0 in Buffalo. Feels like 3 below in Jamestown. Here's the future cast with some snow showers today. Continuing through this afternoon, we'll have some lake effect off of Lake Erie pop up tomorrow morning, continuing throughout the day with more scattered snow showers and very cold wind on Tuesday. Watch the winds as the day moves along, gusting 20 to 25, almost 30 miles per hour by this evening. Putting your feels like forecast below 0 this afternoon, well below 0 tonight. A lot of kids heading back to school tomorrow. Make sure they're dressed appropriately, as wind chills will be about 10 to 20, almost 25 degrees below 0 at times. And you look at that wind chill reading staying below 0 during the day on Tuesday. Your hourly forecast for today: snow showers through early this afternoon, and then mostly cloudy, temperatures in the teens with a cold breeze later today here in Buffalo.
All right, very good, Aaron. We are going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back in just a minute. And we're staying on here.
Okay, I'm going to run over here. The clicker is being weird this morning.
Clicker is being weird this morning, and that's what you get behind the scenes, everybody.
Yeah.
What's it doing? Getting stuck?
Well, no, it goes from, we have 2 weather computers.
Yeah.
The one that is the radar in the corner.
Right.
And it'll just go and start moving weather 2 without me clicking it.
The ghost of the forecast.
Yes, there's a snow ghost this morning.
Snow ghost this morning. Oh gosh, Kim is wondering about Route 5 to the city.
We looked at that a little while
Yeah.
ago. It was covered in snow.
It was snowy.
And it's snowing right now, but there were some little patches of pavement.
I think take care. You got to take care everywhere you're going here.
Let's see here. The only closure crash, 190 North ramp to exit 7 in Buffalo, is closed because of emergency utility repair.
Right. Yep. And that's the one that we've been looking at up there.
Yeah.
Also, I was just going to say, here, Town of Tonawanda posting not long ago, the highway department there. All the roads are plowed and salted overnight. Due to cold temperatures, it might take a while for secondaries to break up. Please slow down and stay safe.
Okay.
That's a nice little update from them.
Yeah, Zach.
Let's see here. No, Zach, our producer's texting us. Church Street. Great.
Yep. And
then maybe we could hit, you know what, Zach?
it's all set. Oh, sorry.
Zach, let's do Church Street. And then Aaron will do drive times. And then can you pull up Route 5 so we can show Kim what that looks like after? Perfect. Okay, Kim, stay with us because we'll do a couple things when we get back on air, and then we'll take a look at Route 5 for you. We got a camera there. 15 or 50? 50, okay.
50.
Megan asking, what did Nolan say about school tomorrow? I missed that part. So he was saying, he can't speak for the school district, but it would be a decision based on, the snow and temperature.
Sidewalks,
and
too.
Sidewalks.
Yeah, because the kids, a lot of I think
unfortunately,
districts with a lot of walking.
Right. Unfortunately, that doesn't give you an answer yet. You probably have to wait and actually see. But, he basically said that he can't speak for them.
No.
But there's a lot of factors.
Yeah. But I would think if you have a school district where there's a lot of kids walking, like maybe a city one.
Yeah, be tougher.
Just be watching for tomorrow morning.
Okay,
yeah.
Very good.
Be on standby, definitely.
Okay, we're just about to join in our TV viewers.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody, as we take a live look at the one traffic issue that we've been following for you this morning. This is the 190, Aaron, right at Church Street.
Yeah, 190 North Ramp to exit 7. That's Church Street in Buffalo, closed because of an emergency utility repair. So 190 North Ramp to exit 7, Church Street in Buffalo, closed because of emergency utility repair. So I want to give you a heads up on that. You are going very slowly on the main roads, well below the speed limit, the 290 eastbound, 33 inbound, 190 southbound, and the 400 northbound. We could say the 190, you'll see pavement, especially in the right lane. The 290 was snow covered. The 990 was very snow covered. And the 33, a lot of snow tracks you'll be traveling in this morning. It's going to take a little time for a little more volume this morning to kind of work some of that salt in. But with these cold temperatures, salt does lose some of its effectiveness. So we need some more volume. And you'll notice that is Route 5 coming into the city where you can see it's covered in snow in a lot of spots. Some pavement where the tracks are, but still a fair amount of snow, even on the main roads. And now there's some more snow coming down.
And we're going to have more people too. Now, if you're just with us, we are live right now on our Facebook page through the commercial break. So Kim had asked, how's Route 5 to the city? I said, hey, give us a second because we got a camera over there. So when we come back on air, we'll be able to answer your question. That's exactly what you can do when we do the show like this. And also at 8 o'clock on Second Cup, we'll be live to answer any of your questions this morning. So please join us. But anyways, Kim, that's your look at Route 5. So snow-covered roads, but the cars were moving, albeit slowly.
A lot of light volume on the main road since just about every school is closed and a lot of other things are closed this morning. So not as many folks out on the road, allowing the plows to do their work this morning as well.
We did hear from the City of Buffalo DPW Commissioner who told us garbage pickup is on for today. So just know that. And that they're trying to get all of the streets at least one pass. They're hoping that that's happened. It turns out that some of the private contractors they're working with do not work with the GPS system that then updates their plow tracker.
And they're also dumping the snow. They're collecting it and moving it to a different location. So it's kind of going a little slower than maybe if they were just going to move it all. They also want to not have it at the end of your drive or the end of street so that where kids might be. So they're plowing and picking it up and moving it as well.
So you can join us again live at 8 o'clock. And then right after this, we're going to have your forecast with Aaron.